Gulliver, which opened at 100, is now 66 to 1, and it's 100 to 1 bar.
And there is the odds-on favourite, and remember, the Irish produced an odds-on favourite in the first race yesterday, and it duly obliged. Well, Golden Cygnet, he's unbeaten in all his runs so far this season and has performed very creditably indeed. He's produced that rare thing that horses don't often have, and that is the fifth gear. We saw him in that little bit of film shortly ago, really produce speed when it was wanted. This Cheltenham Hill can often blunt speed, but I can't see it doing it to this horse today. Although we have got some good challengers, they haven't quite been as impressive as this fellow has. Golden Cygnet, ridden by the amateur Mr. Niall Madden, but as you can see, he rides like a pro and he sits like one. He looks quite at home, just sitting there, walking around the paddock. This fellow, certainly I would think, would turn pro before too long. Golden Cygnet are gelding by Deep Run, and they're very popular in Ireland at the moment, the Deep Run horses. It's trained by Eddie O'Grady. That's number 8, the odds-on favourite. $22 going up there. This is a really fancied one. This is Western Rose, a super horse, and by Reindeer, who's now gone to Australia, where he's siring winners over there, but only had a few mares in Ireland before going there. Well, Western Rose, a top-class performer, and the dam is a half-sister to the good stallion Wrekin Rambler. And at Sandown, this one beat the Panama Cigar winner Gruff and Grim by half a length. And just turning to come down now, Western Rose went on then to finish second to the very smart Kaibo in the SGB Hurdle at Ascot, and only beaten 2 lengths by that very good horse. The latest start really showed a dislike to the heavy ground when tried over 2.5 miles. But make no mistake, this is a very useful animal, ridden by John Burke for Fred Rymel, who's got 2 runners in this race.
Come on! And they're away. Hunter's Joy this time. And Netherton, flame-proof in the centre, with Western Rose and Newgate and Larum right up there, and Prousto. And as they land over the first, flame-proof landed just in the lead from Larum. Just in behind them, Prousto over on the far side, Sweet September, Newgate towards the left of the picture as we see them, Double Bluff pulling with John Frankham, who's trying to settle him in behind Netherton. And as they come down towards the second flight, it's Larum in the lead from Sweet September and Flame-Proof, and then Hunter's Joy, and then Prousto and Netherton. Just behind them, Newgate and Lord Gulliver and Western Rose, and they're all safely over that with Baron Croft last. And it's Larum from Newgate and Sweet September and Prousto, closely grouped. Just in behind them come Hunter's Joy and Netherton and Lord Gulliver and Flame-Proof, and behind them Western Rose. Then comes Piccadilly Line and Double Bluff and Bootlaces, and then Golden Cygnet with Crowning Issue on his outside, and then Honeygar. And just to the outside of Honeygar is River Bell, and last is Baron Croft as they swing left-handed, with Prousto taking him along now from Newgate and Sweet September and Larum and Hunter's Joy on the outside, then Netherton. Then comes Flame-Proof and Western Rose and Lord Gulliver. Just in behind Lord Gulliver at the third is Double Bluff, and then Bootlaces and Golden Cygnet, and River Bell and Honeygar on the inside, and Crowning Issue behind him, Waterside, and last Baron Croft, who's getting tailed off at the moment as they run downhill with Prousto in the lead from Newgate and Sweet September, and Hunter's Joy on the outside, and Western Rose next, then Flame-Proof and Lord Gulliver and Golden Cygnet, and Netherton going up on the outside, with Larum next to him, and then Bootlaces and Piccadilly Line and Honeygar and River Bell. That was the fourth, and Baron Croft really some way behind him now. Prousto in the lead from Hunter's Joy, Sweet September on the near side, Netherton right up there on the outside as they run down to the next flight. This will be the 5th. And Prousto looks as though he's going to jump it in the lead at the 5th. Prousto from Sweet September, then Newgate on the outside, then Flame-Proof and Western Rose, and Netherton on the outside. Golden Cygnet's only just in behind the leaders. Honeygar got chopped off a little bit there. Double Bluff's improving a bit. And it's still Prousto in the lead from Newgate second, Sweet September. Then comes Netherton making ground on the outside. Flame-Proof is next, and then comes Golden Cygnet with Western Rose and Larum right there, and then Double Bluff. Then a little gap to Honeygar as they race to the top of the hill. 3 left to jump now, and it's Prousteau being pressed by Newgate. Then comes Netherton, then Western Rose on the inside, then Double Bluff. Just in behind Double Bluff is Golden Cygnet, and then Flame Proof. Golden Cygnet, the favourite, still going well within himself as they run down towards the third last. Prousteau joined by Newgate. Golden Cygnet is next. Western Rose on the inside. Double Bluff improving on the outside. Netherton losing a little bit of ground. Bootlaces has come there with a good run. It was Prousteau there. Golden Cygnet. Double Bluff towards the outside. Western Rose going well on the inside as they come towards the second last now. Spread across the course. Double Bluff, Prousteau, Newgate, Bootlaces, Golden Cygnet, and Western Rose, and any one of those could win it. And as they jump this, it's Double Bluff on the outside now, Golden Cygnet on the inner, Bootlaces in between the two, then Western Rose, and Golden Cygnet strikes the front now. It's Golden Cygnet and Niall Madden now, Double Bluff under pressure, Western Rose and Bootlaces as they race into the closing stages. Golden Cygnet is clear from Western Rose second, Bootlaces and Double Bluff. Golden Cygnet over, striding up towards the line. Western Rose jumped it next, and then Bootlaces and Double Bluff. And as they race into the closing stages on the Waterford Crystal Supreme Novice Hurdle, it's Golden Cygnet striding away to score a comfortable triumph for Ireland. A really impressive victory this. Golden Cygnet strides to the line to win it well. Gonna be second is Western Rose. Very close for third, with Bootlaces just holding Honeygar. Could be a photo for third between Bootlaces and Honeygar. I think Bootlaces just third. Honeygar was next, and then came Double Bluff and Prousteau and Flame Proof, and then Piccadilly Line and Newgate, and behind them Netherton, and then Lairham, and then Crowning Issue and Lord Gulliver and Sweet September and Baron Croft, and behind them Hunter's Joy and River Bell, and last to finish, in fact, was Waterside. And so the result of the opener on the second day of the National Hunt Festival. First, number 8, Golden Cygnet, owned by Mr. Raymond J. Rooney, trained by Eddie O'Grady, and ridden by Mr. Niall Madden. Second was number 22, Western Rose, owned by Mr. Ian Urquhart, trained by Fred Reimel, and ridden by John Burke. And third was number 23, Bootlaces, owned by Brookhour Limited, trained by David Barons, and ridden by Paul Leach. Fourth was number 24, Honeygar, Bootlaces, who incidentally was withdrawn from the Daily Express Triumph Hurdle tomorrow in favour of a run here. 30 runners in the Express Triumph tomorrow. But let's see the closing stages again now of the Waterford Crystal Supreme Novice Hurdle.
And at the second last, 6 horses jumped in line, and it really looked as though it might be a contest. But then Niall Madden pressed the accelerator button, and suddenly the race was over in a few strides. And if Mr. Kildare was impressive yesterday, what was this horse? He's absolutely right at the last, pings it. In second place, Western Rose, who ran a tremendous race coming down the hill. It looked as though he might shake up the favourite, but he could find nothing more under pressure, although he has battled on to beat Bootlaces for second place. But second, third and fourth places were only academic, because the further Golden Cygnet went, the further he won. A really impressive performance. Western Rose it is, who drives on into second place. Bootlaces, one of the 4-year-olds in the race, and Honeygar finishing fast of all. Well, they represented the 4-year-old generation very well, third and fourth.
And the distance is 15 lengths and 3 lengths, and what an impressive score of this. Unbeaten over hurdles, completing a nap hand this afternoon in tremendous style. The 5-4 on winning favourite in the opener. So the score at the moment, Ireland 4 and England 3. And a great comeback by 19-year-old amateur Niall Madden, who had a heavy fall yesterday on the hot favourite and the stable companion of Golden Cygnet, the young horse Jack of Trumps, in the National Hunt Chase. And a nice change of fortune for Eddie O'Grady, who, when I saw him up here in the early hours of the morning exercising some of his horses in the bitter cold, when he was asked how things were going after the first day, he said, well, they can only get better. Not a happy start for him yesterday. This is his first winner of the meeting. Maybe not the last. This is Golden Cygnet coming in ahead of Double Bluff. who was right in the fighting line at the second last flight, is being followed by Western Rose, who, as the market suggested, proved the best of the home side, is being followed by the striped sleeves there, Bootlaces, who ran a very good race for a 4-year-old. Behind him is Netherton in the check colours. He seems to have lost his form a little bit. That's Newgate from Alnwick turning right. Behind Netherton is Lord Gulliver. And a rapturous welcome for the unvanquished Golden Cygnet. Running in his 5th hurdle race of his career and successful for the 5th time. So I say 5 before on, but there's Eddie O'Grady greeting him. Let's have a full rundown of the starting prices.
It's Golden Cygnet, 5-4 on favourite. The second, Western Rose, 11-2.
This, the first running of the Waterford Crystal Supreme Novice Hurdle. As I mentioned, it was previously the Lloyd's Bank Hurdle, the Lloyd's Bank Champion Novice Hurdle, and won last year by Max Chariot, trained by the irrepressible Mick O'Toole, who will be fielding Max Chariot later in the afternoon. It was won by Beacon Light in '76, whom we'll be seeing also during the afternoon in the Champion Hurdle. And it was won in 1975 by Banner Rambler, who's one of the runners we'll be seeing in the Piper Champagne Gold Cup tomorrow.